All right, so let's get some more people on the inside. We want to say welcome to those of you who are joining us. Yes, so welcome, welcome to the people on YouTube. I see that you're already starting to connect. Well, we are happy to have you with us. We are now slowly welcoming the folks who are on Facebook. So now let's say again, welcome to the folks on Facebook. And as you have seen the subject, we are going to be talking about the Cultural and Creative Industries Business Development Fund. And today we have the pleasure of speaking with Janelle. Hi, Janelle, how are you doing?
Good night, Mikey. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have you here with us to discuss this important topic of the business development fund that we have been seeing you guys promoting for the past few weeks.
Yes, happy to be here too. It's always a pleasure. And for short, you can call it the BDF if you'd like.
The BDF. Oh, you have a cute name for it as well.
Yes, yes, the BDF.
Okay, it's the BDF. All right. So, Janelle, what really is the Cultural and Creative Industries Business Development Fund, the BDF?
Correct. So the BDF is a collaborative initiative that the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs, in collaboration with the Grenada Development Bank, embarked on so that we can empower creatives by providing financing. And the financing takes multiple, it's multifaceted. It takes different forms, but this was one of these suggestions, or these were one of the recurring themes out of Unleashed. We had Unleashed back in May, and we've just been unleashing since then. But this was one of the things that were brought up by creatives, that access to financing is a really big issue. So this is the solution to challenge to combat it. There's a lot of other things that we should have rolling out, but that's what the BDF is in short.
Okay. And so you said, so is it like grants or is it loans? What type specifically?
Right. So it's multifaceted. So it's loans, it's grants, and it's business development vouchers. So loans, as everybody know, you have a loan, you have an interest rate, you pay back your loan. For grants, the grants are mainly set aside for the nonprofit creative businesses, just to put that out there. So the grants are set aside for those creative organizations that are not necessarily operating for a profit, but for the better good of the people and the communities. So we can take, for example, an organization that teaches people to dance, and they teach the students, they teach the children in different parishes how to dance for free. They don't charge them for that. The grants would sort of go towards these organizations. And then we have the business development vouchers, where it's for the creatives who might, just need a little thing done. You want to go get a loan, or you might want to provide a proposal for an organization and you don't have a business plan or so. The voucher can assist you in getting that done. So you'll apply, get a voucher to get a business plan done, and you take that voucher to your supplier, and they'll go ahead and do that for you.
And how would you know if you qualified? Is there a specific size of business or category of business, be it a sole trader, a cooperative? Or, so do you have any specifications where that is concerned?
If you qualify. So it's mainly for small and medium-sized enterprises, creative enterprises, but the business also must be registered with the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs. So you must be a Grenadian creative registered with the Office of Creative Affairs. And there are multiple benefits in terms of being registered as a creative with the office. You get access to all the information that we have, any upcoming projects, any upcoming opportunities, training opportunities, funding opportunities, as you would see in this case. And we go ahead and we send that out to our database. So being a registered creative in our database, sorry, is one of the criteria for you to be considered. That's just the first thing.
Okay, and speaking of consideration, so let's just talk about that now. How does one go about applying? How does one get to know whether or not they fall within the categories that you've just highlighted, to be able to qualify, whether it is for the grants or for a loan? A voucher.
Right. So the first thing is registering as a creative. And then what you do is you go to GDB because GDB is the administrator of the loan, the grants, and also the voucher. So everything is being done through the bank. So you go ahead, you go to the bank, you speak to them, you let them know what it is that you want to have done. So as we stated, for the voucher, if you're thinking something small, you can always reach out to us at the office for more information, mind you. But if you're thinking something small, you just want to get a consultant to do, some sort of business diagnostic to figure out what your next step is, then maybe the voucher might be best for you because you might not be sure, do I want to take a loan to do that? Does it make sense doing that? So maybe the voucher might be best for you. So you go to GDB, you say, I'd like to go ahead and apply for the business voucher for Grenadian Creatives. They'll let you know the process. GDB indicated that the process should be seamless. They don't want to frustrate anyone. They'll let you know the process, whatever documents it is that you need, and then you'll go from there and you'll have your disbursement. We anticipate it to be very easy.
Oh, oh, nice. And do you have like a timeline? I know you say easy, and it shouldn't be a long process, but is there like a timeline that because people might
They
want to know that.
indicated, yeah, they indicated about 2 to 3 weeks tops once documents and everything is in order.
Oh, nice.
That's what they indicated.
Well, that's not.
Hopefully, it might be less depending
Yeah,
on how things go.
that's not bad at all, actually. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. So I know with some of programs like these, sometimes there are guidelines in how the funds can be used and what the funds can be used for. Does that apply in this case?
Yes, it does. So, in short, and we could go through the whole long list, but in short, for the loans, it's for operational and expansionary needs. So they'll have competitive terms is 2%, Mikey. The interest rate is 2%, and you
Wow.
have up to 7 years to repay, right?
Wow.
And that applies for both startup and established entities. The grants, obviously, it's not, you don't have to repay the grants, but it's towards supporting innovation, research and developmental projects, and projects that contribute to the cultural environment. So remember that example we used about teaching people to dance, teaching children to dance, and so on. That is that the grants, we want the grants to be towards businesses or organizations that do that you operate not necessarily for a profit but to contribute to the cultural enrichment, to contribute to bringing up and ensuring that our creatives, our next generation of creatives, are well equipped to take on the mantle.
Nice. And what about for the grants and for the vouchers and so on? I'm not sure if I can't remember if you did, but can you speak to us about what those limits are in terms of the amount? For the grants, it's 5,000, I believe. For the voucher, it's 5,000.
Right. So for the voucher, it's 5,000. For the loan, so for the voucher, it's 0 to 5,000. 5,000 is the max. For the loans, it's up to $50,000 you're able to get for the loans. And for the grants, I don't believe that there was an amount stipulated for the grant in terms of how much. Let's see. Oh, grant amount. Oh, 5,000 to 25,000.
Oh wow, that's a lot of money. And
So
and
we're hoping it goes to good use. So yes,
yeah.
it's a lot of money to make sure that it goes to good use.
Yes, yes, that's a lot. And businesses, small businesses, startups really do need that kind of push. Sometimes there are really good business ideas out there, very good business models, but they do not have the funds. They do not have the monies. They do not have the capital to keep that business, to get that business to the next level. And so sometimes it
Right,
dies.
right.
A good
So
business dies.
that's and one of the things that, remember, we're dealing with creatives now, and a lot of the things that we've noticed is that creatives operate in an informal space. So we're hoping, even with the opening of the office, with all the business support services that we offer, all the administrative support services that we offer, we want creatives to think about their business as a business, to think about what you do as a business. It's not a hobby, it is something that you do for a living. It is your livelihood, and you need to treat it as such. So in doing that, you have to register your business, register inland revenue, register for tax, etc. Businesses and creatives would think about it and want to push it more, not just look at it on the side. And yes, it's an idea, because remember, this fund is for creatives only. So not necessarily for every small business. It is specifically for the creatives, because the creatives have talked about their challenges as it relates to access to financing. We know that financial institutions, they're a bit iffy. They have a bit difficulty in terms of assessing creative businesses accurately, to properly assess the risk and actually want to take a chance on that business when it comes to providing financing. So this fund is specifically for creative businesses.
Right. And again, some people may not know based on, and we have seen that, may not be sure whether their business would fall on the categorization of creative. Is there like
Right.
a broad example or broad definition that you can assist
Yes.
persons with understanding whether or not they fall within the business fall within that creative industry categorization or definition?
There are some broad categorizations. We talk about people in architecture, so that will be considered as creative. People in advertising, people in your performers. So whether it's your dancers, in the performing arts, your dancers, your singers, your musicians, these people are considered as creatives. People in graphic design is also considered as creatives. Software development, gaming, film, fashion, photography, videography, all these subsectors or categories are also considered as creative businesses.
All right. And so, folks, this is an invitation to you. Imagine that, Imagine that we have the Office of Creative Affairs becoming so proactive in not just informing us of what's going on, but getting involved in the process. And so I have to commend, and I've been doing so ever since you guys started operating, because genuinely, I feel like you guys are really working. You understand the assignment, and you guys are doing what it takes to really get the creative people the help that they need. It's been an industry that has been buried for a very long time. It seemed to have been resurrected, and so now we're flying high with the assistance of your office. So we have to say, well, I myself, on behalf of the creatives of Grenada Carriacou and PD Morning, thank you for being so efficient in executing the plan of the current administration in terms of getting the creatives on the level that they are, very effective and efficient and function properly within our society. So congratulations to you and the office again.
Thank you on behalf of the team. Thank you very much for those kind words. But that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. To go ahead and champion for creatives and motivate creatives, because the last time we were here, just to like sidetrack a little bit. The last time I was on your program, we were talking about the courses that we had with TAMCC specifically for creatives, because this was one of the other things that came out of the recommendations out of Unleashed. It was that there was not any capacity building courses and development courses that were specifically geared towards creatives. Sometimes you might think about a business course and it's just mainly, for the traditional business, for lack of a better term. But these courses were specifically designed for the creatives. So we went ahead and we got that one done. And then we moved on to this big one in terms of access to financing and allowing them to access financing that would help them level up their business. The TAMCC courses are still going on. Don't worry, I'll be back on your program to promote those for the next semester. But we're just listening. We're listening, and we want to hear what our creators have to say, and we are here to provide solutions. So that's the idea of all of this.
Well, sounds good. Now, do and going back to this, do we have a limited time to apply for the? I see somebody's asking that for the grants, for the voucher, for the loans. Is this a
Right.
promotion?
So there's not no, it's not a promotion. It's not necessarily a limited time. The fund right now, $2 million has been allocated to the fund. So 1 million for loans, 500,000 for grants, 500,000 for the vouchers. What would happen is that if the money runs out, might not have more, but there's supposed to be another allocation for next year in terms of the budget that was just read for next year in terms of having that done. Sorry, not 500,000 for grants. I think it's 250,000 for for vouchers. Let me double check.
Because the vouchers
Oh
are
no,
five
no,
is
I was
five
correct.
thousand.
500,000. Yeah. So the vouchers, 500,000 is allocated for the vouchers, 500,000 is allocated for grants, a million is allocated for loans. So as of right now, you can get your documents in order and you can go into GDB and let them know what it is that you'd like to do. You must have, obviously, as I stated, you must be registered with the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs. Your business must be registered with Inland Revenue and NIS, and you'll have to provide some sort of ID to indicate that you are a Grenadian creative, and then an overview of your business or your project. So in the in the space of like a grant for the grant, if it's an organization that want to do a specific creative project to benefit the community, then you'll provide an overview of your project. For a business who'd like to get a loan, you'll provide an overview of your business or a business plan. If you want to get the voucher, it's a bit it's less stringent in terms of the voucher because you're looking for that business support. You may not have a business plan, but you might be looking for the support so that you can get a plan done. So a plan is not expected in the event of a voucher.
All right, great. Any more questions, guys? If no more questions, I think that Janelle was clear enough in explaining this is very exciting opportunity that comes in three different forms. That is the BDF. Yes, the
Yes,
BDF.
and oh, just one more thing I forgot. So it comes in three different forms. So I like to say that there's something for everybody, but I also like the component of the fund that I like is that for the voucher, remember we spoke about the voucher in terms of getting business support services. So we spoke about a business plan, but something as simple as you might want to have let's say some product photography done, or you might want to have some flyers done, flyers printed, a logo designed, things like that. You can have the fund, you can get a voucher from the fund to have that done. But one of the things that I like about it is that it's kind of full circle, that these suppliers that you're going to get that logo done from or that product photography done from, we want it to be registered creatives within the
Right,
database.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, got
So
you.
we wanted to circulate. We want to support Grenadian creatives as much as we can. So there'll be a list, GDB would have a list of approved vendors or approved creatives within the database that provide certain services, and you can select from them when you're ready to go ahead and pick your service.
Okay, that applies to the grants as well. Well, it's based on whether or not there is any creative requirements within that application that you're applying for. So, for example, again, I don't know what it might be, but if it comes that you have to, whatever it is your plan is, involve the use of creatives, would they require you to use a creative here for that part of as well, or just for the voucher?
Well, for the grants, we're hoping that it's all Grenadian creative. So even if you're trying to teach somebody to dance, yes, you might have a few specialty persons that you might bring in if you're just for that example. But we would hope that you would use our local dancers to go ahead and have that done. So
Right.
it's not a specific stipulation for the grants because you never know what type of projects people are going to bring forth. So it was not specified that this is what is going to happen, but definitely for the voucher, it was specified that the business support services that you will need, it'll be from the approved list of registered creatives here in Grenada. So your graphic designer, whether or not you want to get some flyers printed, some business cards printed, website development, social media, you are going to select from the list of approved creatives that are in the database to ensure that we support our Grenadian creatives.
Sounds good. All right. Any additional information for us tonight?
If anything, if anybody joined on late, I mean, yes, you can look over the video, but if you have any questions or you require any clarifications or so, you can always contact the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs. I like to say that we have a very bubbly social media presence. We are everywhere. So we are on Instagram, Grenada Office of Creative Affairs. We are on Facebook, Grenada Office of Creative Affairs. So you can follow us there to get any information. Send us a DM. You can also send an email at info at creativeaffairs.gov.gd, right? So you can send an email. You can also send us a WhatsApp message, or you can call us on 534 GOKA, GOCA. So 534 GOKA, you can go ahead and call us. Or just reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. We're always ready. We respond to emails at all sorts of hours. So we're dedicated to this.
All right. Thank you very much, Janelle. It's been a pleasure having you again.
It's been a pleasure being here. I'll be back.
Okay. Noted. All right. Okay. Thanks again, and all the best to you and the team again. All right.
Thank you very much, Mikey. Have a good night.
You too. And folks, that's where we're going to pull the curtains down on this discussion. For today, of course, we want to remind you that you can engage with the Office of the Creative Affairs because they are available to discuss, they are available to help in whatever way that you may be seeking assistance for your small developing business. That's it for me. We'll touch base again later on. All right, guys, take care of yourself, take care of your family. May God bless you. Have